Take one. This is a persuasive speech, and the title of the speech is Television Should Be Free. And here's my audience: Miss Lawrence, Barbara Lawrence, Shamika Terry, Regina Mock, and Jasmine Price. I want to thank you all for coming, and my name is Peggy Lawrence, and I want to talk to you about television should be free. And I would like to ask everybody to, after you pay close attention to the speech, if you have questions, I'd like for you to hold your questions until the end of the speech. $60 to $720 per year on basic cable, according to Wall Street Journal. Remember, cable TV packages over 80% of free television programming, and the other 20% is movies, maybe a movie station which has about let's say classic movies, black and white movies, or maybe paid programming, which is infomercials. Now, let's consider the economics. When times are financially tight, cable is one of the first things to go from the family budget. Why pay for so many channels which are free, and you're not even interested in those channels? Networks like ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and etc., they all have websites, and they run or they air their television programming the next day after it's aired on the television set, meaning that they run or stream their television programming the next day after it's aired on free TV. And digital antennas are strong enough now to pick up channels that cable television off. According to the FCC, they have approved or given license to 1,457 channels or stations. What can we do? Well, we can watch cable programming on our computers or our cell phones. Ustream is a TV, free broadcasting networking that's on computers, and they offer political events, concerts, conferences, movie premieres, talk, television, sporting events, interactive activities and games, and even your personal movies. You can install digital antennas. A digital over-the-air broadcast can provide very high quality picture and sound, high definition programming, and even surround sound, which are all free. More options. Hulu and Share TV. They are kind of alike. Hulu has become one of the big dogs in the world of entertainment and streaming TV. They have about 14,469 episodes available across 485 television shows. Digital antennas pick up new programming every day, because many networks broadcast several sub-channels with different programming than the main stations. So if you if you go in and reload your digital stations, you can pick up more stations each time. And PBS has transferred itself from a multi-platform leader that services Americans through television, mobile TV, the web, the internet, and in classrooms. PBS reaches nearly 123 million people through television, and more than 21 million people online each month. We can watch public broadcasting services. PBS is America's largest classroom stage, and in the performing arts and a trusted world and a trusted window to the world. Paying for cable? Mm-mm. Go ahead and connect your televisions to the computers and use a USB port. To watch cable programming. You can get a digital antenna and save money. Digital antennas provide more channels, better quality. And then you can cut out one communications bill and donate to public television. PBS the educational media helps prepare children for success in schools and open up the world to them in an appropriate way. Are there any questions? Does anybody have a question?
What was one of the what is the cable channels that you missed the most?
If I was to cut off my cable television,
Yes.
which programmer would I miss the most?
Yes.
I think I would miss TBS the most because, you know, I'm really hooked on Tyler Perry and all of his broadcasting programs. Are there any more questions out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your speech, and I would like to know a little more about the Hulu. Do I have to be a subscriber? How do I get that into my home?
Well, you can get Hulu into your home if you have a cell phone or a computer. Now, Hulu, you can subscribe to get the 20% that I mentioned earlier, the movies or some of the special programming that HBO offers. Hulu will let you subscribe, become a member, and it's a minimal cost of like maybe $10 to $15. But with Hulu, you can watch full episodes for free. They do have a drop-down box. You pick the programmer that you want and make sure it says free because they will let you know what's free and what you have to pay for. So be careful with those free streaming websites because they do have some programming that you have to pay for.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any more questions?
So because you do like television shows that are not on cable, what would you say is your favorite one? And how would you convince me that it's worth cutting off?
My favorite program? Well, my favorite program is on PBS, and it's called Doc Martin. And he, to me, is like the British version of House. Instead, House is in he's in a hospital. Doc Martin is in a small British, what they call a village. And they both have their idiosyncrasies. Doc Martin doesn't show emotion. And then House has I forgot what he had. Sort of like Tourette. He can't tell a lie. So, I would miss Doc Martin the most.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any more questions?
Yes. What would you say to someone that can't live without cable?
Well, I would tell someone who cannot live without cable. Most of the people who cannot live without cable fall in your demographics anyway. They really don't know that, you know, television is to inform people. But now television has become more than entertainment, more than information. It's become a way of life. And I would say to you, go outside and do some of Michelle Obama things, you know. Run, jump. You're still young enough to play a sport, meet people outside, go to games, and do things like that.
Thank you.